My name is Nubian. I grew up in a small town in Palm Springs, California. College graduate, small business owner, artist, activist. I worked for the justice system for over 15 years. I served as a police explorer since the age of 12, and I passed the oral exam with the Los Angeles Police Department with a passing score of 98%. FEMA certified with no prior criminal history, primarily following the American dream. I believed in the red, white, and blue, an illusion that is red represents the blood that's been shed of all the innocent people of this land. My connection with Montana was to connect my family bloodline to my grandfather, Major Robert Taylor of the Missoula, Montana Buffalo Soldiers Division. The government and armed forces of the United States honored my grandfather with the compensation of land versus currency. This valuable asset is a part of my family's property. When I learned of such knowledge, I stepped forward to claim my family assets. At the time, the acknowledgement of the assets were signed off by 3 witnesses and a notary in the Bitterroot Valley Bank in Lolo, Montana, then signed and stamped by the Bureau of Land Management in Billings, Montana. I went to the Missoula County Courthouse and visited the clerk's office, but by the time my filing was blocked and I was police escorted out the building by County Attorney Fred Van Valkenburg. At the time, I was 7.5 months pregnant with my 7-year-old daughter, who witnessed the entire experience. After I realized the county attorney's office was blocking me from filing anything with the clerk's office, I started a federal case in federal court in Missoula, Montana. It was there where I was blocked from filing my case into the courtroom. And whatever I did file, they wrongfully arrested me and took me off for a mental evaluation, long enough until the filing time would expire. My story is extraordinary, but I'm not sure if I'm baffled that these are government employees with oath of offices on the record, obviously harming the people. I consider myself one of the lucky ones. Why? Because after the magistrate, Brenda Desmond, put a court order in to take over my body to cut out my baby via C-section against my will, I knew then that I was in for an interesting journey ahead. I continued to cry out for help. Anyone and anyone who could help me, who could look and see the land was in my name, and also the building that I allegedly burglarized, the utilities were in my name. I had an $18 million lawsuit filed right across the street of the courthouse, but no one listened nor cared to. Imagine lying chained, shackled to a hospital bed while everyone has been purposely, illegally told that you lost your mind. I was called every race card in the book as I watched sheriffs rotate shifts and violate my body with their eyes after giving birth to my baby. Judge Robert Deschamps III apologized for the racial slander and hate which I endured by some of the local town members that were there in Montana. However, I'm not sure if his apology was sincere. I had to get a restraining order for my protection from my neighbor Brenda Williams. I was called a nigger as she purposely ran into me repeatedly with her car, walked on my roof at night, looking for a way in my home. I had a restraining order in place at the time, but till this day, there's been no arrest for the situation, or by me being hit by the car with an active restraining order in place. I consider my story is small, but pathetic and sad, compared to some of the stories out there. But who goes after the criminals when some of the very criminals are overseers of the judicial system, and which run it to the benefits of their own likeness? Sorry about the earring. I had such an interesting journey from my awakening experience. KPAX TV, the Missoulian newspaper, and all the rest of the local media stations slandered my name so badly I had to change it. My story was called the Jakia DNA Ford story. They called me the house theft woman. I was wondering how you can steal a house when the house is still sitting up on top of the mountain. I had to leave, I had to move and change my name and get out of Montana for the sake of my safety. I received several death threats anytime after the local media would make a report in the media or the newspaper that next morning or day. My title is Nubian Divine Muhammad El. and my title speaks for itself. I understand everything that happens for a reason. If Montana was my reason for being, for my quest for identity, then I must add it's been quite an interesting awakening. As it was in the days of Moses and Pharaoh's, may the God rain justice on families, on my family's behalf, for all the trespasses against us and all the other innocent lives in the state of Montana who will never have my voice. Today, as well as the day of the innocent, I'm at peace. Today, as well as the day of the incident, I am at peace because I believe justice shall prevail. Google corruption in Montana. You'll find I'm not alone. I also want to speak out on behalf of 3 innocent who I know for a fact who had the same judge that I had. And those names are Charles White in Montana, Love Thomas Wright, case in Montana, and Brent Arthur Williams, case in Montana, whose cases have been purposely mishandled. And if you can please look into those cases, I am the voice for those cases. I'm sure that you will see that if it was me and I was in their shoes, that they would do the same for me. But it's not even about just those 3 cases. There's so many different people that we met in the courthouse that are still there, that are innocent. And it's not even about money at this point. It's just about an illness at this point. I mean, an illusion of money that is not even there over innocent people's lives. It's sad. I just ask for the sake of my grandfather and our bloodline, Major Robert Taylor, who started the United States Transportation Department of the U.S. Army via bicycles. The United States never granted my grandfather land, so they left our family cash. They left our family land. And on top of every right that we have to step forward and to claim that, I not only demand and ask Congress to give us justice in this, and the people that are part of this in each and every way, every single person that's involved, even the people that stood by and watched what happened and knew that something was happening and did nothing, they're just as guilty as the ones that are standing by doing nothing. And I just beseech that Congress can take a look at every single case here and have mercy on us on this day, because enough is enough.